This is the free drum VST mega video with over 20 free drum plugins, including drum machine plugins and acoustic drum plugins. And this video is sponsored by DistroKid, so use these drum kits, finish your tracks, and then release them onto all of the major online music stores like Spotify, Tidal, Amazon, even YouTube. And the great part is you keep 100% of the royalties. Now, more on that in just a bit. Now, I'm going to break the list up into two sections: the drum machine style plugins and the acoustic style plugins. Now let's start with the drum machine plugins and we'll look at AfroPlugin. It comes with 10 presets and 120 sounds. You get 12 pads and a very easy to use interface. In addition to the typical attack, decay, sustain, and release controls, you also get a pitch, saturation, and reverb control built in. It's available in VST, VST3, and AU formats on Mac or Windows. Next up is an excellent free drum plugin for lo-fi beats. This is BPB Cassette. This is actually three plugins. You get Cassette 606, Cassette 808, and Cassette 909. These were sampled from a cassette deck, and each plugin comes with a set of 3 drum kits: clean, warm, and hot. BPB Cassette Drums is available on VST and AU formats on Mac or Windows. The next free drum plugin is Combat Drum Loop Machine from DCSI. You get 4 kits with this one: glitch, clean, power, and noise. Plus there are 2 loop groups as well. And the cool thing is you don't have to switch between these kits. They're all available to you all the time. So they're spread out across your keyboard, and the user interface shows you where each kit is on the keyboard. It's available as a VST on Mac or Windows. The next one is Drum Pro from Studio Linked. It's a 12-pad drum machine that comes with 20 kits. The user interface is fairly simple. You have volume and pan controls for each pad, plus you have your attack, decay, sustain, and release controls, and there's also a built-in reverb. Drum Pro is available on Mac or Windows in VST and AU formats. Next up is Sitala from Decomposer. This is a pretty straightforward sample player. It has 16 assignable pads. It comes with 2 basic drum kits. One's a 808 and the other is a 909. And of course you can add your own samples in there to create your own kits. You can get Sitala on Windows, Mac, or Linux in VST and AU formats. The next free drum plugin is a newer one, but before we get to that, I just want to talk about releasing your music. Once you create it, you want people to hear it, so you want to get your music to where people are listening. DistroKid gets your music into all of the major online music stores like Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, Tidal, and so many more. Plus, you keep 100% of the royalties. They also give you tools to promote your music so you can actually get some spins. Things like mini videos, promo cards, and getting on playlists, plus much more. It's only $20 a year, but if you use the link down in the description, you'll save 7% on that, so it's under $20 a year. It's a great service. I highly recommend it. Now back to the free drum VSTs, and this one is Drum 8 from Audiolatry. This is a sample-based drum plugin that comes with 40 drum kits. It features global reverb and filter effects, and you can adjust the attack, gain, plus pan of each individual pad. You can get Drum 8 on Mac or Windows in VST, VST3, and AU formats, but it may not work on OS X systems above Mojave. Now let's check out Ritmix. You get 25 kits with this one, including some acoustic style drum kits, and you can control them with the 16 MPC style pads. You have editing capabilities to edit the sample in each pad however you like, plus you also get a 16-step sequencer built into it. Ritmix is available on Mac or Windows in VST and VST3 formats. Now this next one has multiple plugins built into it. It's the Native Instruments Kontakt Player. This is part of the free Complete Start bundle, and there's actually over 10 kits that you can find in here. And these range from acoustic style kits to classic drum machine sounds. If you don't have the Complete Start bundle yet, definitely grab it. And if you do have it and you weren't aware of these kits, open it up and check them out. Kontakt Player is available on Mac or Windows in VST, VST3, AU, and AAX formats. The next free drum machine style plugin is Supermatic S12 from Digital Systemic Emulations. This is based on the Wilson Supermatic S12 from 1971. It has a cool looking user interface that very much looks like the original unit, and you have a heat control in there to add some saturation, plus unique spring tank reverb. And this one may not be for every song, but it's a character piece that can add something different here and there. The Supermatic S12 is available on Mac or Windows in VST and AU formats. Next on the list is Beatfactory Drums. You get 10 kits with this one. It's sampled from the MPC 2500 and has 12 pads with some fairly straightforward controls, plus a built-in reverb. You can get Beatfactory Drums on Windows and Mac in VST, VST3, and AU formats. Next up is Beat Drummer. This one comes with 178 kits in a wide variety of styles. You have 12 pads with a mixer, reverb, low-pass filter, and more. You get so much variety with Beat Drummer, you should be able to find at least one kit in here that fits your needs. It's available on Windows or Mac in VST and AU formats. The next free drum machine plugin is 606 Koncept from Sample Science. This is based on the 606 analog drum machine from the 80s. There's also vinyl, tape, and sub-sound layers that can be triggered on their own to add texture and depth to your drums. Plus it has built-in reverb and more controls to customize your drum sound. You can get the 606 Koncept plugin on Mac or Windows in VST and AU formats. Up next is Lo-Fi from Quiet Music. This is a lo-fi instrument plugin that has more than just drum sounds in it, including basses, pads, keys, and of course the 3 lo-fi drum kits. The user interface is kind of funny, but the controls are laid out well, so it's easy to adjust. You can get Quiet Music's Lo-Fi on Mac or Windows in VST, VST3, and AU formats. Now let's look at the free acoustic drum VST plugins, and we'll start with Monster Drums because it still has some drum machine style kits in there as well. There are quite a few free kit expansions that you can use for different genres of music and drum tastes, and each drum kit has its own user interface that suits that specific kit's sound. This is a surprisingly good sounding free drum plugin, and it's available on Mac or Windows in VST, VST3, and AU formats. Next up is Jamstix from Razune. This is a virtual drummer plugin, and it's a slimmed down version of their paid plugin, but it's not crippled. In the free version of Jamstix, you get 8 drummer models, 21 style models, and 200 acoustic drum samples. You can create grooves within the plugin itself, and it can make your drum beats sound natural. You can grab Jamstix free on both Mac or Windows in VST, AU, and AAX formats. The next one is MT Power Drumkit 2. This one gives you the realistic sounds of a drum kit. Use it in pop, rock, metal, country, or anything that you want an acoustic drum kit on. MT Power Drumkit also includes some decent grooves that can provide a good starting point for your songs. You can easily drag and drop the grooves into your projects and start building your tracks. You can get this one for Mac, Windows, and Linux in VST and AU formats. Up next is Spitfire Labs Drums. This is part of the Labs collection from Spitfire Audio. Spitfire Labs Drums was recorded using top-of-the-line mics, giving you a very nice sounding acoustic drum kit plugin that's simple to use. Spitfire Audio Labs Drums is available on both Mac or Windows in VST, VST3, AU, and AAX formats. The next one is Steven Slate SSD Free. In the free version, you get all of the features of the full plugin, but access to only one of the kits with 3 kit presets. Plus, there's also some grooves included in there, and this one gives you an excellent sounding acoustic drum sound. It's available on Mac or Windows in VST, AU, and AAX formats. The next free drum VST plugin is Pandy Drums. This is an acoustic drum rompler plugin with a kick, snare, 4 toms, and a subblower, so there's no cymbals in this one. You'll need to use another plugin for that. There are 2 versions of this plugin. There's the stereo version that's going to output all of your drums to a stereo track, and then there's a multi-out version that allows you to use multi-outputs to send each drum to their own track. You can grab Pandy Drums for both Mac or Windows in VST and AU formats. This next one is called Play Some Drums, and it's from Make Some Music Now. The plugin comes with a single drum kit. It has separate volume faders for the different parts of the kit, a global volume, and a global reverb. Play Some Drums Now is available on Windows only at the moment in VST format. Next up is Organic Calfskin Kit. And this is a Rompler style plugin. By default, it comes with a fairly dry sounding kit, but you can sign up to their website and they have several other free kits that you can load into it. You can get this one on Mac and Windows in VST3 format. This next one comes with the free Cakewalk DAW. This is Cakewalk Drums. If you already have Cakewalk by BandLab, you probably already have this if you chose to install the add-ons. But you don't have to use this one in just Cakewalk, you can use it into any DAW after it's installed. Cakewalk drums are fairly dry sounding, but you can add compression, EQ, and some reverb to add some character to them. This one is available on Windows only. And if all of these weren't enough for you, click the video on the screen for 83 more free VST plugins. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching. For Audio Tech TV, I'm Zane. Keep creating, and we'll talk soon.